Hello. Welcome. It's Monday night. I hope you survived your Monday. I survived mine. And you did not miss anything. I had to put my hair up because it was dripping wet. And I also haven't had a chance to put on my face things yet, so I'm gonna do that now. First one that we have on the lineup. By the way, I don't know anything about skincare. I just walked into the Ordinary one day and I just bought stuff based on what the staff recommended. And now I'm putting it on my face and we'll see if it melts it off. The first thing to go on is squalene. I'm sure I'm doing all of this wrong, but who does life right these days? It's not cool to do things right. Tonight, we will be washing some sweet potatoes that I bought for Grandma, and we will be roasting them. And while they're roasting, I'm going to eat all the trash food in my fridge, and I will have a chance to finally chat with you. Okay? We haven't had some quality time together in a while. I'm just been too busy cooking. The second thing that's gonna go up is alpha arbutin. 2% plus HA. Wet my skin first. Too late. Maybe tomorrow. I usually apply it straight out of the shower, but I got a little distracted today. This apparently is supposed to get rid of my discoloration. So, Noxzema makes me break out like one of the worst. Noxzema and Neutrogena. Both of those I used in middle school and high school, and they were so bad for my skin. So I never used those brands. Hi, Callie. Okay, that one's done. Then I'm going to put on a layer of moisturizer. This one I got from the free table at work, like who knows how many years ago. We're down to the very bottom. Jurleek? I don't know. Night cream. I actually found this one at Mom's because I gave it to her and she never fucking used it. So what kind of skin do I have? I have a very oily T-zone and a very dry cheek in the winter. And I burn very easily. So this zone, this, and this, extremely oily. And then my cheeks can get very dry in the winter to the point where they like wrinkle and crinkle and flake. Okay, and the very last thing, this is something that I never skip, well, almost never skip at night. Even if I don't put anything else on, I will put some sort of oil on, and this one I got, it's a Barrage seed oil. I have no idea what it is. It smells disgusting. I hate the way it smells. It's working fine for my skin, but it smells like rancid nut oil. And I really am not a fan of the smell, but it smells like rancid nut oil plus like a whiff of spoiled fish. It's awful, guys. It's but it's fine for my skin. I always put oil on as like a protectant, and it tends to work the best for my skin. If I don't use oil on my skin for a week, I can see and feel the difference. That's it. That's my skincare. All right, now we can wash things. I smell disgusting right now. Vitamin C. Yeah, people have told me to use vitamin C, but that is really sun reactive, and I try to stay away from the really sun reactive ones because I already burn very easily. As you can see, I have all these like sunspots, so I just try not to do that. back. I'm very tired. Yes, I do wander my pillowcases on the regular. We shall wash potatoes. But first, we shall put dishes in the dishwasher. Guys, it's tax write-off time. We got $2 worth of sweet potatoes, $1 per bag. It's pretty great. It's 24 ounces, so 1.5 pounds per bag. We got 3 pounds of sweet potatoes. We're gonna wash them. We're gonna peel off any questionably bad spots, and then we are just gonna poke them with a fork, turn our oven to 375, and we're gonna roast them until they're nice and tender for Grandma. Grandma loves sweet potatoes. She still has her teeth, but they're not really functional for her anymore, so she loves mushy things just like me now. Well, that's not good, is it? For some reason, New York City has stopped sidewalk compost pickup until March. I don't know why. So now I have to drop off my compost at the farmer's market on the weekends. Inconvenient. But it could always be worse. Well, now I guess I have to wash one of my sheet trays because I just realized both of them are in the oven, or in the dishwasher rather. Let's sigh. eyesight's going so bad. Hello, St. Louis. I think my mom started losing her eyesight in her 40s. That's when she started needing reading glasses. Guys, the weather in New York today is insane. It felt like March in the daytime when we had sun. I don't understand what's happening. It low-key scares me, and high-key confirms every suspicion that I've had that we've been fucked since forever. So, it's cool. It's chill. talking about mullets now. $2 worth of sweet potatoes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. 1.5 of them was rotten. It would have been, I guess, 12 total if they weren't rotten. But the bags were opaque and I could not see. Anyway, in we go. Probably going to be in there for like an hour, but I will set a timer for 40 minutes. And I'm going to move you away from the oven because last time we were by the oven, our stream spazzed. Can you still see? Let me know. And I'm going to show you my haul from Trader Joe's so we can have it be a tax write-off too. Okay. I got some treats for myself. It's a very tiny haul. Don't get too excited, Gina. I was just out walking with a friend in Williamsburg, and I was like, can we please go to the Trader Joe's? And we went into Trader Joe's, and I bought some things. I actually have the worst teeth. I have a cavity here, and I have a missing tooth here. This is from a root canal gone wrong, and I actually have a root canal here, and I get it from my dad's genetics. Thanks, Dad. Okay. I got 2 bars of chocolate because I really like baking with chocolate and probably not ethical chocolate, but your girl can't afford ethical right now. I also got a lot of bananas for old time's sake because you know, despite all the inflation, Trader Joe's still carries 19-cent bananas. So I bought 5 plus 7. I bought a dozen bananas. And my friend was like, "Are you gonna eat all of those?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." He was like, "Do you live alone?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." I eat bananas with peanut butter. And if these were any riper, I would be eating them tonight, but they are not ripe enough for my peanut butter desires. So we shall have to wait. As I've said to you guys many times, the OGs of the live streams will know this. My final meal for years was always bananas with peanut butter. I think my final meal has changed recently, but we are going... I actually don't like the chocolates, but I can't taste them very well after they're baked. Does that make sense? The only Trader Joe's Pound Plus bars that I like are the milk chocolate ones. But we're going to rinse these bananas because I do this to get rid of any like fruit fly eggs that might be on here. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but this one got smushed in my bag, so this one will have to come out of the pack. So remember to eat you first when you're ripe. I've never had Sari's chocolate, and I don't have a P.O. box, but thank you so much for the offer. Okay, continuing on with our haul. Yeah, my dentist actually just was surprised, even though I've seen him for 7 years. He was like, "You still have your wisdom teeth," and I was like, "Mm-hmm. That's why I'm so smart." We got my favorite blue cheese. This is just the Cave aged blue cheese. This block was $3.52, pretty affordable. And we got some Old Amsterdam premium aged Gouda for $6.75. Cool. Oh, how could I forget? My top purchase of the day. For nostalgia and for treating myself on a Monday, we got some crunchy curls. These are made with lentil flour. When I used to tutor 2 rich kids on the Upper West Side, I used to go to the Trader Joe's on 72nd, and I used to buy myself a bag of these to treat myself for working 2 jobs. And these have increased in price. These are very dangerous because what happens is they are so, at least when I remember them, I haven't had these in probably 3 or 4 years. They are so crunchy and earthy tasting and salty that I would basically eat the whole bag. But because they are lentils and potato starch, my farts would smell so bad after eating this. It's just like insane. So I'm very glad that I live alone now because now I can have all the crunchies. Oh, these smell way worse than they used to. These smell like gasoline and plastic. Weird. They look a little different too. The curls look way smaller and tighter than I remember them being. They didn't used to be this tight. I remember the curls being like a lot looser, and they didn't used to be this like dense either. Yeah, I mean the bags are always empty, but wow, this was $2.99. Why is it so dense? It didn't used to be this way. It used to be like way lighter of a crunch. It kind of tastes a little bit like how it smells too. And as my saliva sogs it up, it tastes a lot grittier than it used to be. It doesn't turn into mush in my mouth anymore as I chew like it used to. Like, I love how it turned into mush because that's the texture that I like, mush. Now it's just kind of like dry, crumbly, and gritty. But maybe memory makes it better. Maybe my memory version is always better. I think you're right. I think they did change the oil because the blister patterns, which you can't see because my phone is a potato. Jesus Christ, Fred did not die. He's just not living with me. Don't curse my cat. Dude, you guys need to stop freaking out. Fred is alive. He's doing great. He's living with Aaron. I don't live with Aaron, okay? Fred is fine. Stop cursing my cat. The blisters on these are like little tiny warts now. Kind of gross. I don't hate them, but they're definitely not as orgasmic as they used to be. I might still finish the bag though. See, this one looks like what they used to look like. It's like slightly fatter, wider, not as bubbly, and a little bit more relaxed. So, Fred did get new toys, yes. He's been treated to hell. He's a spoiled little brat now. We're not gonna dip these in peanut butter. You gross. You gross. Guys, remember when I bought 28 packages of these? We now only have 8 left. I don't know how many months have passed. Definitely not more than 2. So I've eaten a lot of figs. I've also eaten 6 pounds of almonds already. I bought like 8 bags of 3 pounds of almonds. I've already eaten 2 of those 8 bags. I've also consumed about 4 jars of peanut butter in the last 4 weeks. So we are full on depression binge. When my depression sets in, I eat 3 things. Anything that's processed carbs, that's sugary, anything that has to do with nuts, and anything that's dried fruit. So peanut butter, roasted nuts, and cereal, which we're gonna have next, and dried dates and dried figs. Those are like my comfort depression binge foods. I just accept it now. For years, I was like, I can't buy these. I must not buy these so I don't binge on them. But now I'm just like, I'm going to buy them. They're a good price. And if I feel like eating a lot of them, then I fucking will eat a lot of them. Because what I've learned in the past 5, 6, 7 years is that whether or not I want it, depression will come into full swing, especially during the winter. And the more guilt and shame I pile onto the experience on myself, the worse it gets. So actually, the only way of being kind to myself is letting myself have what I need to have, what I want to have in order to just survive the winter. And you know what? It's fine. You know why? Because animals go through hibernation where they stuff themselves silly because it's too fucking cold. Now this year, it's not too fucking cold because we're all gonna die because the world is melting, which is extremely even a better reason for us to just do whatever the fuck we want, isn't it? Because we're all gonna die. Yes. Okay, cereal time. That was the first rant of the night. What shall we rant about next? That's fine. Let's eat this. How many apples have you sacrificed? And this 4-week little bins you have? What? Huh? Huh? Yeah, what's going on with egg prices? I don't really know. Best life advice is plan for the worst but hope for the best? That is absolutely not best life advice. That's one of the worst life advice I've ever heard. Why would you hope for the best? That's just fucking yourself over. Girl. Yeah, but why do we have avian flu? I think that's the bigger question, isn't it? I haven't eaten that many apples, actually. The kids will definitely notice if you eat the rest of their Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but you could just tell them that you found mouse poop in it. You're right, cheese is one of my depression foods too, and yes, it does actually trigger digestive issues for me, but you know what else triggers digestive issues for me that I found out? Chickpeas. Grandma is making me take these milks home. It forces them on me. She's also been giving me her boiled eggs. I have a feeling that she's so tired of the food at her facility that she just keeps giving me these things because she doesn't want to eat them anymore. I haven't heard more noises, but you guys should stop asking because I feel like if we keep talking about it, it will come back. We're gonna conjure it. Trader Joe's has a pound of butter for $4. I don't think that's a bad price. Do you think it's a bad price? Dude, if anybody dyes eggs for Easter this year, they've got to be joking. Like, just eat the fucking eggs. Don't dye it. In fact, I think we should do away with dyeing anything on Easter. I think we should move into like face paint and fingernail painting, you know? Color yourself. Stop wasting food. I have never made roasted kidney beans. Nope. Never heard of it. Is that a thing? Making your own hummus is probably cheaper, but it depends on the quality of your olive oil and how much tahini you use. And whether or not you have a food processor that can get it to the consistency of creaminess that you like. I think country crock is actually not butter, right? Isn't country crock margarine? It definitely wasn't. This is the last time I'm going to talk about this, but it definitely just wasn't plastic settling because there would be breaks and pauses in between the crinkling noises. And they got progressively louder. So there was definitely something. But we're not going to talk about it. I never eat the dyed eggs. Who wants to eat food dye? But I've also never made dyed eggs for Easter. I've always thought it was such a strange practice. You can make it with whatever oil you want, I guess. But, you know, olive oil, I think, is like the traditional oil. My skin is glowy. It could be the lighting. It could be this phone camera. It's very low res. If you compare this with what you see on the H Mart haul video, you can see the texture of my skin change drastically because that one is a more high definition, high resolution camera capture. And this one is a potato. What would you do if you were told there was a meteorite heading to Earth to kill us in 2 weeks? Whoa! Should I be completely honest with you guys, because the first thing that I thought was, I'm gonna eat all the fucking food. I might want to fly to Paris to eat the croissants from Mom that she never got to eat. I'm going to leave Grandma behind here so I can go eat the croissants. I'll probably go to fucking Germany and make out with a guy and maybe like actually sleep with one so that I can experience sex with a second person in my life before I die. I don't know. That's it. Probably food and fuck. What else is there to life, right? Probably also listen to some music that I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. There's like so many albums on my Spotify list that I wanted to listen to. What would you guys do? 2 weeks. You can't do much in 2 weeks, can you? Not enough time to write a book for nobody else to read. I bet a lot of people are going to kill a lot of people too. Some of us might not even have 2 weeks to live. I think doing it all at the same time could be delightful. Gotta find someone who loves peanut butter as much as I do. Oh, and I do want to do shrooms. Again. Time to put a little alcohol in my cereal. Huh. Oh. Wait, it's quite thick. We gotta shake. Fun fact, Santa Cruz is owned by Smuckers, which I think is owned by Jif. Is that right? It's a little too strong on the alcohol there. This is the 4th box of cereal I finished in 3 weeks. What kind of psychopath do you have to be to use half and half in your cereal? That shit is so heavy tasting. Yeah, it is a lot of bran. I love cornflakes. Possibly my second favorite cereal after Raisin Bran. I've never met someone who uses half and half in their cereal. Oat milk is delicious. Industry oat milk is so good. I don't know what kind of oils they put in there, but the emulsification in store-bought oat milk is 10 out of 10. I do like great grains. Orange juice and cereal. Oh no, but that sounds like a crime. If you can't get yourself to like oatmeal, maybe you might like granola. Fruit Loops are the devil's spawn. Right after Captain Crunch. Disgusting. Anything that is rainbow colored starch is a no in my book. Honeycomb? I went through a phase with honeycomb. It's not my favorite though. It goes stale way too easily. Kix is the better honeycomb. The only sugary cereal that I love is Reese's. I also love plain Cheerios a lot. Okay. First course down. What's next for us? I like Golden Grams. I haven't really had much honey wheats. A cereal that is chocolate cookie filled with nougat? That's not a cereal, that's a candy bar. No, Aaron didn't get his white pants. I forgot to make him try it on, unfortunately. Now we're going to eat some figs and peanut butter. There's no meaning. I just picked it. Oh, Crave. Yes. Although I wouldn't say Crave is a nougat. It's more of like a, from what I remember, like an ashy chocolate spread. I wouldn't call that nougat. I guess when you fridge peanut butter, this is what happens. If I had to choose between cold foods and hot foods for the rest of my life, I would choose cold. So I like my peanut butter cold. I opened this jar, I think Thursday. I think one of my Patreon levels has to be the peanut butter fund. I used to like PB2 at the height of my eating disorder. When I was like, orthorexia is what they call it. Orthorexia was a phase in my disordered eating. Right after I went through, I think in high school I was like a borderline, I guess technically it was probably bulimia. But it manifested as like more anorexic behaviors. But in college, I started binge eating. And then I think after college, I went through a period of orthorexia. Orthorexia is basically when you restrict yourself based on food types that you think to be healthy and unhealthy. And so PB2 is basically defatted peanut butter, and they turn it into a powder. And so you buy this tub of peanut butter powder that's been defatted, and you reconstitute it with either water or milk or whatever. And yeah, so if you were restricting yourself on fat intake, PB2 is a great alternative if you have restrictive eating. But no, I don't like it anymore because it reminds me of my orthorexia phase. Definitely trying to move away from, hi Sydney, the framework of good foods and bad foods and healthy foods and unhealthy foods. I'm just trying to eat and live, y'all. Eat and live. I don't remember how long I struggled with orthorexia, but probably pretty long. I graduated college in 2011. I was probably still struggling with thoughts of orthorexia until like 2017, at least. So 6 years, maybe? It's time for cauliflower. And okay. The mole beef that we made is down to this. So I'm going to use the cauliflower to clean this and we can wash it. There's some bones that I can gnaw on. It's perfect. Let's get this shit out. How do you fix disordered eating? Jesus Christ. That's a big topic. I never knew I had bulimia in high school. I thought bulimia had to involve throwing up. It doesn't. Bulimia is just cycles of restricting eating and purging, but purging doesn't necessarily mean throwing up. Purging can be anything from taking laxatives or over-exercising or like starving yourself, basically. So bulimia is basically cycles of binging and purging. And purging can be many methods. Just so you guys know. I personally haven't thrown up since the 4th grade. Chewing the food and spitting it out is actually another disordered eating. condition. I don't remember what it's called, but I think that's a different one. I think that has a name. Saucy cauliflower. True trash. So, it actually wasn't until 2021 when I was seeing my therapist at the time that I discovered that what I had in high school was categorized as bulimia. I always thought I was just kind of anorexic and I would binge in between. And I assumed that because I didn't throw up, it wasn't bulimia. But when my employer changed the mental health provider, I could no longer see her. And what happened was I got to look at my own like patient file, and I saw she had labeled on my file bulimia. So that's how I find out. Not that these labels matter, which is why I just simplify it and say that I've struggled with disordered eating for half of my life, because it kind of covers all the conditions of disordered eating. And, you know, I think as a psychological disorder, disordered eating is all just still about control, no matter how it manifests. I think we lost some viewers after I started talking about disordered eating. Look at that. Look at these taboos that scare people away. Or is it just because eating cauliflower covered in brown sauce isn't as sexy as eating figs dipped in peanut butter? Would I ever fast? Like in current day? No. Do I have a reason to? Like if I had a medical procedure that required me to fast, I would. But I'm not in a religion that requires me to fast, so I don't see why I would fast. Yeah, this could be a trigger. Sure. Anything can be a trigger. Frozen pizza. What is everyone's favorite brand of frozen pizza? My sleep is pretty horrible, not because I can't sleep, but because I don't go to bed on time, unfortunately. I'm also happy to keep talking about disordered eating if you guys want. I'll field any questions, I don't care. But you know, like, I only speak for me and my experience. I can't speak for anyone else, obviously. That's always my disclaimer, but feel free to ask me. I've never heard of screaming Sicilian. Okay, 40 minutes are up. We're gonna check up on Grandma's sweet potatoes. With your disordered eating before you eat something, do you often decide whether you will eat something depending what you already have eaten that day? That definitely used to be something, for sure. Like, you would, like, calculate in my head how many calories I've had, how much fat I've had, like, all of those kind of ruminations would happen. How did you start to improve your relationship with food? By working in restaurants, by eating the family meal that they cooked for everyone, by having no choice in what I ate that day, by normalizing myself into a communal diet. Binge eating is, I think, defined by, like, loss of control, where you just eat until you're, like, physically uncomfortable. But I'm sure there's a more DSM-friendly definition. We could go a few more minutes. Let's go 10 more minutes and check back in. I have never made a Trinidadian anything, actually. I would like to. I love Caribbean food. And there's some deep Chinese influences, I think, in certain Caribbean food items. Guys, I don't want to diagnose anyone with anything. You can always have a disorder, okay? It's just, do you have a healthy relationship with food? It doesn't matter what other people say. Family meal is made with, like, whatever leftover ingredients they had to use up. It could be anything from, like, an extensive salad to a roast. I don't know. I can't remember. It's just all very wishy-washy. Sometimes it would be chili. Sometimes it would be soup. I always knew it wasn't normal. I had a friend in high school who was bulimic. And she affected me deeply. And honestly, I kind of blame her for setting me on a path to disordered eating. There are times in my life I wish I had never met her. But it's all come into who I am today, so, you know. Yeah, eating disorders are extremely culturally relevant, meaning girls in Asia do disordered eating behaviors all the time, and it's not termed a disorder. You know, they starve themselves, they go on diets, they don't eat fat or sugar or, like, all the things that we consider to be healthy, they do. All these trends, all these health trends, health fads. In Asia, the beauty standard is you stay skinny. Like, when I was in China teaching in 2011, I weighed pretty much this weight, but I could not find underwear that fit me. All the underwear were so small and tight that they cut off the circulation in my thighs. That is the kind of beauty standard that exists. So a lot of women in Asia, especially East Asia, are tiny. It's just socially acceptable to starve yourself. It's not considered a problem. In fact, you are encouraged to starve yourself so that you lose weight, you know? That's why sometimes on YouTube, I see these videos with, like, millions of views of these Korean girls, and it's just a transformation video of how they went from, like, I don't know, 58 kg to, like, 42. So What's healthy, what's not? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, only you know. If you feel out of control, that's probably unhealthy. Oh, and I also went to Parrot Coffee and Grocery in Sunnyside, and I bought 2 pounds of walnuts for $4 each. It's a pretty good deal, isn't it? I think we'll make some walnut cookies with these. Do you have any ways of getting rid of fruit flies? At Roberta's, we used to make these vinegar traps. You would basically have a little cup of vinegar with like I don't remember. I think it was just like potentially a cup of vinegar, and they would like go in and drink it and drown. No, it's 2 pounds of walnuts for $8. 1 pound of walnut for $4. 2 pounds for $8. But still a steal. Walnuts are usually like $6 or $8 a pound, I think. But there you have it. Chad is saying vinegar and dish soap. You guys know better than I do. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, next we are going to eat our greens. Okay? Greens are good. Greens are good. I also got Grandma these tomatoes that she thought were too sour, so I will eat them now because she will not. Greens, tomatoes, maybe blue cheese, maybe? Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have washed that bowl. Damn it. Was not thinking. Let's see just how sour these tomatoes really are. They're tiny. Look at them. They're so cute. They're not even that sour. Come on, Grandma. Wow. The way she was wincing when she ate these. Grandma really knows how to ham it up. Maybe I got my camera charisma from her. I got this pretty big box of arugula for $2, but I think some of the leaves are going bad, so I'm just trying to pick them out before they infect the rest of the container. arugula is only bitter if you get like really good farm stuff. I find that if it's not farm stuff, it tends to not even be that flavorful. It's usually peppery. Okay, our sweet potatoes are mostly done. I'm going to leave them in there for 5 minutes more and then turn off the oven and just let them hang in there. They're not actually that dull. It's just a lot of leaves. Chomping through a lot of leaves, and these are not kitchen shears. They're craft scissors. LOL. Just FYI, I see talk. I'm not going to censor you all, but just wanted to make you aware, if any of you are curious, when I was in the thick of my disordered eating, seeing other people talk about how much weight they lost was very triggering for me, because it automatically flipped on a guilt sensor in me that was like, oh, well, I should be losing weight too. So just keep that in mind if anybody is, struggling with an eating disorder here. Talking about weight loss might be triggering. That's all. Not to say anything about why you shouldn't say things, because I say all the triggering things. So who am I to tell you what to say and what not to say? Those are all the tomatoes Grandma didn't want to eat. And we have some Japanese curry here. I'm actually just going to use the sauce in here as a salad dressing. My favorite salad dressing is some sort of blue cheese or honey mustard. Disgusting salad of all. Hi, Texas. Do we like how big my fork is? You can't really tell the scale until I'm here on my face. It's like bigger than my nose. It's like it covers my nose and my mouth. Add cheese to this? Add cheese to this. Add cheese to this, you say? Okay, then. We shall. You vote. Do you want pink queen you want Pink Queen? Or do you want this that I don't know what it is anymore with a slightly orange rind? Or do you want Sicilian Caciocavallo? This smells a little bit like pecorino. Oh my god, that smells so good. Too split. This is why democracy can't get anything done. Why don't you caucus for 2 minutes and come back to me? Teamwork makes the dream work. Do some teamwork. We see in real time the breakdown of democracy. People lose their minds. Can't talk to each other. Can't decide. Don't know how to collaborate. Skills that were never taught in school. We're useless. We are all useless. I'm gonna go with the Pink Queen. All right. It's got a little dimply hole. This is corrupt is correct. Ding, ding, ding. Indeed, you find out with enough inaction that everything leads to corruption. We do not know how to exist outside of a corrupt system because we have never had a truly functional democracy. Democracy was never the voice of the people because throughout the history of this nation, some people were deemed to not be people. They were instead deemed to be savages, less than 3/5 wild and uncultivated, uncultured, and unfit. Despite them, the unfit, to have been the backbone of everything that we have today. We step on the foundation and destroy it and claim that we got here on our own. And in forgetting our history, we forget ourselves. And in denying our past, we deny our present. And we burn our future into a thick cloud of black smoke that will one day slowly but surely suffocate us all. The gas is off, Linda. My brain is just always this way. I don't think the Pink Queen was a good choice. I think it was a terrible choice. The jar had our chicken heart Japanese curry. The cheese, it tastes like Gruyere and Swiss had a baby. Doesn't go well with the curry. But see, democracy doesn't function in retrospect. We don't get do-overs. The dominating party has always been here. They always win. Angelic Dirt says, you chose the cheese. But isn't this how our government functions? We elect people, but it's not actually us doing the electing, because we're essentially only given two choices that most of the time we don't like. And then when shit goes wrong, the media, which is probably bought off and owned by the same people who buy off the government, start pitching us into wars against each other. And see what the Democrats did. See what the Republicans did. See what they chose. Look who they elected. And what does that do? Nothing. We're still eating terrible cheese and a terrible salad. Nothing changes. Yesterday I was at the gym and the TV was on like MSNBC or whatever the fuck it was. And the fucking headline and the fucking commentary was all about like Biden, Trump, Pence, misplaced documents, blah, 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 under subpoena. And I'm like, dude, who cares? But that's the news that we get. Just all nonsense. Doesn't actually affect our lives, does it? Linda, you can always go unplug yourself. I don't know, snorting shards of glass sounds pretty painful. I'll listen to stupid news, but most of the time I just don't watch TV or read the news because what's the point even, you know? Yeah. Utah made gender affirming care inaccessible to trans youth under 18. People's lives are constantly under attack. We don't have housing. We don't have health care. We have insanely high taxes going to God knows who where. Police, military. I don't know. I think it is somewhat dangerous to compare getting a tattoo with gender affirming care. I don't think those two are on the same level of identity. I think you should ask your employer about the W-2. Apparently, I have to create a whole new account on ADP to get my W-2 from Delish because Daddy Hearst isn't going to mail me anything, which is strange. I've always gotten mail W-2s. Also, regarding medication, I got my first period when I was 14. Ever since then, my cycle has been very irregular. I got prescribed birth control when I was in high school. Hormones can affect you greatly, right? They had no trouble prescribing that to me because of my irregular menstrual cycle. So, rules are arbitrary. We make them. So we need to talk about them instead of letting people direct what we can and can't do. We need to have some agency. The problem is we're not even having conversations. We're just handing down rules, claiming that they're the right thing to do without actually hearing out the people who are affected by these rules. That's tyranny. Yes, birth control helps regulate menstrual cycles, but there are also other things it does to you. I had to quit birth control after my third cycle of being on them in my late 20s because they were fucking me up. I was having irregular spotting in between my cycles. My mood swings were all over the place. It worsened my anxiety. It worsened my depression. Within months of coming off of it, I felt way more relaxed. It was fucking me up from the inside out. It's not always a good solution. I'm not saying I'm against using birth control. Obviously, that's an individual choice. I'm just saying it's weird that in society we give some people some choice over some substances, but not all people all choice over all substances. So at what point does the government play daddy, and at what point does he play the cool parent who doesn't give a shit and just lets you do whatever you want? And what affects those decision making? How do they gerrymander all of these rules of what we can and can't be controlled by? You know? Oh, did I misunderstand your statement? Sorry. I'm not reading 100% of the comments. I think the alcohol is kicking in. I think I'm a little bit sleepy. Deborah, my doctor prescribes the medicine, but the government controls what medicines are on the market and what are not. And guess who pays off the government to allow which medicines to go through? Why is it that birth control pills are so prevalent as a birth control method, and that, you know, a very simple reversible operation that can be done on men's bodies is still not FDA approved? Why? It's done in other countries with very low risks, and it's reversible. So why is the onus on women to fucking take birth control? Sweet potatoes are still in the oven. They're off. The oven is off. And also, men just fucking suck. Men suck. You know, has anyone here ever been told by a guy that they don't have condoms? The penis is on their body. I think they should be responsible for having condoms on hand. Fucking bullshit. Next time someone says that to me, I'm gonna punch them in the dick. Gay men can take care of gay men. I'm talking about straight men. I'm talking about straight men doing this to women that they're dating or that they're hooking up with. Gay men is not my arena. I'm only pointing my finger and aiming my fist at straight men who claim they don't have condoms. Perfect. Perfect little pockets. Oh yeah? Is this a particular habit of situation, guys? Well, now I fucking know. Fucking hate dating. Oh God, I'm so angry. I'm gonna eat more lentil crunchies. Angry June likes the hard crunch on these. Honestly, I think women should just carry a pair of scissors on them all the time. Do the snip snip when the time comes. I had homemade coquito. Do you like it on me? I put the Pyrex lid on the bottom. I've done it before, it hasn't melted. It's the coquito giving the glow. Alright guys, the final thing I'm going to eat tonight is half of my oatmeal cookie. My last one. I gave some to my friend yesterday when I brought her her food. I don't think telling people don't be angry works. Just saying. Yeah, I have one bite. And now I have more bites. Hello, Alana. What up, Ashley? It smells alcoholic still from the violet liqueur that are in the soaked raisins. So before Mom died, boxing used to help me with my anger a lot. Now even boxing doesn't work. I think when Mom died, I can't feel anger the same way anymore. It's like, bye Natalie. I feel like after Mom died, my anger is kind of like muted underneath a very thick blanket. And I know it's there, but I almost can't get out the anger to act on it or to even feel it completely anymore. It's just like I can't even be bothered by anger anymore. I don't even know how to explain or process it, but oof. I don't feel the same way I used to anymore. In a lot of ways, I like who I am now a lot better, but I feel a lot deader, if that makes sense. Alright peeps, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Monday. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I don't know if I'll be on later on in the week, but even if I'm not, you can probably hear my voice in your head right now. Forever and ever and ever. You like who you are, but wouldn't wish the steps that got you to where you are now. Well, Amy, I don't think that's possible, right? So there's no use thinking like that. Do I wish Mom were still alive? Yes and no. Isn't it crazy that I would say and no? But I think the fact that Mom isn't here has erased the kind of polarity that existed when she was alive between me and her. And not only do I feel freer now, I also feel more integrated with her. I feel less at conflict with her. Because now, I guess psychologically how it works is because she's dead and she's not here anymore, we obviously can't fight or disagree with each other. And I get to basically project a singular vision of who she was onto her dead self, and I can make peace with that one side of her and integrate that one side of her into me instead of dealing with a whole complex human that she was, a complex human that I didn't see all sides of. In a way, when we die, we get squished back into a two-dimensional persona. Different personas we leave behind with different people in our lives. And that's that, I guess. Also, fun fact. Did you know that there are 558 servings per container of Pam? Bye.